First of all, thank you so much for that kind introduction. I got to bring you all over everywhere I go to do that. It was awesome. And I want to thank Tom and Matt for putting together this event. I think it's amazing. You guys are ambassadors of the industry and really help bring us together in these thought-provoking discussions. So I appreciate that. Where do I stand? I think we're on the next steps of moving from web infrastructure to spatial infrastructure. And that sounds like some fancy terms. And I know there's a lot of different audience members that have really high-level technical understanding of the XR industry and some newer people. So I'm going to try to go right in the middle. And really, what I say moving from web infrastructure to spatial, every single company that we know, everything from Walmarts and Home Depots to hospitals to hotels and airports are eventually going to move from web infrastructure to spatial infrastructure. And that spatial infrastructure is going to allow them to run their businesses. So instead of me having to look at a flat panel, I'm going to spatially see where shipments are coming in, where pallets need to go, where those products need to go on planogram sets. Nurses and doctors will be able to look at human beings and instantly know who they are, what they're working on. Maybe when they go to hand them a medication, AI will help make sure that you're doing the right thing and not making mistakes in the field. You're going to be able to check into hotels. You're going to be able to go to an airport and they're going to help you find your baggage drop-offs all the way to your gates. And these are all going to be things that we interact with on a day-to-day basis. In fact, I believe that eventually AR glasses will replace mobile devices. And so that we will literally be able to wear AR glasses, walk around the real world. People will be able to call you and show you up right in front of your glasses, and you'll be able to instantly connect to software all over the world, whether that's AI helping you navigate or doing work-related things. And the big question is, do we want to create an open or a closed ecosystem for that all to work? I was recently at the Augmented Enterprise Summit, and we met with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, and they said that it's a non-starter for them to build their entire spatial infrastructure inside a walled garden system. And what I mean by that, if we actually look at history of the internet, and you go back to when it was developed, you had walled companies like AOL and CompuServe and Prodigy, and these were basically your view into the internet. And in fact, most people thought AOL was the internet. And you were stuck in their walled system and what they allowed you to do within their portal, if you will. And at some point, someone created the browser, which is one, I believe, the greatest software invention known to man. And that browser enabled everyone to build their own web content and be discoverable by anyone in the world with zero friction, where I just open up a browser and I can instantly fetch information from a web server that is owned by those individuals or companies. I bring that up because we're repeating history. Right now, a lot of walled garden platforms exist that are like in Meta or Apple or all these different areas where you have to build inside of their ecosystem and they fully control your infrastructure, your assets, and allow you and not allow you to do certain things. And I believe it is an important step in the industry that we create the first XR browser, the first 3D spatial metaverse browser. And the importance of this, it really creates interoperable experiences that make it seamless for every single individual, business, or employee to connect to spatial content, no matter where you're at in the real world or virtually. And we are the first company in the world to create the first prototype metaverse browser that is showcasing 3 necessary technologies to make this all possible. And so if you look at the chart that we have up there, you can see that currently devices connect to web browsers that connect you to the World Wide Web. And the World Wide Web is all the 2D content that sits on top of the internet. And so the browser lets you find that content no matter where it exists. And we believe the metaverse is the parallel of the World Wide Web. And so you look at this chart, you have devices that connect to a metaverse browser. So you have AR glasses, mobile, desktop, and VR headsets. And that connects you to 3D content that exists on top of the spatial internet. But the missing piece here is that you need the ability to find the content. And if you think of the current web browser, we have address systems like .com and .nets that enable us to all have our own web infrastructure and be found by common browsers and other devices. So the premise of the metaverse is that you have the ability to create 3D content that seamlessly can be found by any content, by any device. But what's missing in the web construct is a couple of things. One is the current web stack is not designed to be proximity based. And so what I mean by that is if I'm wearing AR glasses, how do I know where I'm standing in the real world and feed me information? So as I walk near a Walmart, how do I connect to Walmart's AI or services that they build or have third parties build for them and instantly be able to interact without me having to download and install something? And the answer is that you need a universal map system. And we've created the first universal map system that is the size of our entire solar system, 1-to-1 scale. And that's important so that every single person that owns the land in the real world will automatically have access to this universal map system. So whether it's your house, your business, you can instantly start building your own metaverse server, just like you build a web server, connected to that location. And then when people go there remotely through VR or in the real world with AR glasses, they will connect to your information that you own, that you run, and you keep all of your revenue and your data, and no company can tell you what you can or cannot do at that location, just like how the web works. And so that is an important step. The second thing that we solved is we can connect the entire world with spatial audio and six-off, all in real time, with literally 1,000 times less compute. It's one of the greatest inventions of software that I've been a part of that I believe will affect the world. So whether you're building third-party services or you need to connect to a large number of people, you need to be able to seamlessly connect to anyone, anywhere, anytime versus being limited to a snow globe with a limited number of users. And the last piece that we've built is a open source real-time API solution that allows any piece of software built by any company to connect to a location-based area on someone's server. And so that way I can easily connect to the browser, go to a location, and connect to Walmart's AI that helps me navigate, and I don't have to install anything. And that is all running off of a third-party server while it's all happening. And so these are the necessary three pieces, along with other things, that will help actually build the basis of the next open ecosystem that will power the open metaverse. And so I want to show you a quick video, if you don't mind. So this is actually real video from our global prototype demo. We're a browser in a browser. This is actually flying in space. All these planets are 1-to-1 full scale, and we're going to be working with NASA. But more importantly, you're about to see Earth at 1-to-1 scale. So that's the sun, and that's Earth, and it's massive, and it's rotating, and you're going to see a whole bunch of pins. Those are sample locations that we've designed in WebXR, and you're connecting to assets that reside on a different server. And you'll see as you fly, this is actually an avatar flying down to that space, and you'll see once I get near a location, I will start actually downloading those assets and stream them in real time, along with connecting to thousands of people that are running that space. But the purpose is to show you, this is LA Cigarette that built their own location where they have meetings in real time.
Different from
anywhere. So you can literally
Let's
walk
answer that question
and fly to any location or teleport. It's a fully persistent map. This is the ability to control lights in someone's house. So you'll be able to get dimmer switching. This is actually controlling assets in the world. That's all running off of a third-party software. And that's proven by us doing Google searches as well to show you that we're actually connecting third party. And this is streaming real-time video from a streaming server. And it's connecting everyone to that in real time. I'm about to show you the AR demo in about a second. You'll see the ability where we have one of our employees actually inside of an actual bar, and give it about 5-10 seconds and you'll see it. And they're actually in a bar using the pass-through. Actually, this is the OSM data that we're going to be bringing into the map to outfit all of planet Earth. So he is using the pass-through of an Oculus 3, and he is literally connecting to third-party services that exist at that location. And he's connecting them without
This is Celia.
installations
I was
whatsoever.
young
So he has a movie there
and a dick,
he can change the
but there's no
lights.
reason to destroy the world.
To join in VR.
Why did you do this?
That real location.
We already tried that one.
And so we go to the same location. So it's all spatial audio.
Just got different words.
Yeah.
And that's us
Different.
showing up in the real
So
world.
we just kind of
That's part
wave,
the-
we're talking.
And
So are we recording yet?
full six-stop,
Are
full
we-
spatial audio instantly.
okay.
And guess
But
what?
Wait, David, one second. So I want to know, are we actually going to go over there? Yeah, can you get me a drink? That'd be great. That'd be awesome to see this. But come over here.
Just so you got something on your sheet right here. Right here. On your right here.
In fact, we were just on a podcast with Evan Helda with Amazon, and he said it's the most ambitious project in all of XR because the technologies we're bringing to the table will help unite all companies, all vendors, all product designers, and people that want to build open tools, just like you can build WordPress for the open web or Canva or Squarespace. And so this creates a truly interoperable from the ground up ecosystem that all companies and individuals can participate and not be beholden on any one single company. And we're right now going to be building out a native browser because right now this is a prototype browser in a browser, so that we're not under the visual constraints of WebXR. And once we build a native browser, then everyone will be able to build their own spatial fabric. Actually, you'll be able to build your own spatial fabrics within a couple of weeks to test all these technologies out and use them in proof of concepts. And once the native browser is built, you will be able to actually build your own locations and completely navigate an open ecosystem that we believe will unite the entire XR industry. And so I would love to invite you, one last thing, is I'd love to invite you. We do have an open house on Thursday. Actually, it's open 24/7, but we have the entire Augmented Enterprise networking on Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time that you could just go to rp1.com, click enter, and you'll instantly connect with hundreds of people that will be talking about the event and learn a little bit more about the open browser. And you obviously can connect to me on LinkedIn or reach out anytime on email. I'm always here to answer any questions or take you on personal technology tours, as we're always looking for partnerships and people that want to drive the open ecosystem. And thanks again for letting me be here. Happy to answer any questions that you may have.